Hey guys, IFBB Pro Chanan Siglock was kind enough to let me interview her today. It was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here's what she said. Chanan, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know that you're super busy. I was fortunate enough to see you at the Phil Heath Pro. You look absolutely fantastic. What's the experience like being on stage at a pro show? The whole experience, backstage and prepping for it?
It's still surreal to me because it's something that I've been working on since 2011. I've been competing. And every time I did, NPC show, I've always placed really well, either like top three at least. And so whenever I would go do a national show, I was always like so close, sixth or seventh place. If you look at my, rankings, it's always there. And so I'm very, competitive and just, doing what I can to, achieve my goals. And that's where I like the whole competing bodybuilding. And so finally, last year, I finally, got a coach, which is David. And I've mainly been doing stuff on my own, like my diets and my meal plans. And of course, my husband, he's always just, oh, you look great, babe. And, when you see yourself, you don't see the little details. And so that's where I was like, okay, I need to get a coach. And once I got David on board with me, my cousin Celinda, which is also pro, she's been working with him. And so she referred me to David and I did. And so, I did junior nationals in Chicago with my cousin Celinda. And so we both, it was pretty awesome that we got a pro card. And that was surreal too, just to even, experience that whole, weekend with something like that, together, just, how close we are. And, we both enjoy fitness and inspiring, other women and just anyone, trying to get healthy and, do the same thing. So it's still surreal just being on the stage at a, with the pros. Everyone looks amazing. Everyone brings their A game, on stage. And so that's just mainly just having fun with it. For me, it's just, mingling with other, ladies and women, hearing their stories. That's what inspires me. That's why I like, going is just meeting new people, meeting you. I don't know who you are. And so you got my video and then just, connecting with you now. And that's just what I like about the whole sport. And it's still surreal, but it's very exciting. It's just getting used to the, being on stage and with the pros and then just enjoying the whole, experience with the athletes out there.
You're on prep right now. What's your eating like lately? Have you changed anything since the Phil Heath?
My eating, it's very strict. I normally take about, 8 to 9 weeks to prep for a show. I always, on my off season, I try to stay, within my stage prep, weight. I don't, go overboard where a lot of athletes, that I've heard or talked to, they kind of gain, 20, 30 pounds and they take it overboard. And for me, it's a lifestyle. This is just a sport that I enjoy doing. And so, after competing, yes, I'll splurge, enjoy, cheat meals here and there. But, come next Monday, I'll get back on the grind, cook my healthy meals. And then, Saturday, I'll maybe enjoy a cheat meal with, family and friends. But I never, go overboard to where it takes me so much longer to prep. So my meals, it's pretty much the same, chicken, proteins, fish, my green beans, veggies, good fats, good proteins, good carbs. I still have my carbs, which I, was wrong about. I used to stay away from carbs, but our body needs carbs, for energy and, to build the muscle that we need and to get where our, physique. So, just understanding that whole concept and my meal, prep that my coach has me on, it's not easy, but it's something that I can always just follow since I'm so, dedicated and so competitive. It's like I have to do whatever it takes to get there unless something comes up, like with my last show, the Phil Heath, that's where you had seen me. I got sick with the flu for about 2 weeks. After that, my kids got sick and, taking 8 weeks for prep, that took, 2 weeks off from me, for my prep. And that kind of discouraged me a little bit just for my placings, placing that low. But like I said, that doesn't define who you are, your placing. It's just going out there, having fun. Every show, every judge is different. Just get out there, have fun, do your best. Sometimes life happens and you can't do anything to change it. So I just go with it.
That's great. You've said before, if something doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. I'm wondering, how have you changed over the last 5 years?
I've changed over the last 5 years just with the way I think on my eating, my training. I used to do a lot of cardio. I used to stay away from carbs, which I thought was bad for you, but it's not. And I was always critiquing myself. I'm like comparing myself to others. And, just through the years of competing, that's something that I had to get over. It's not about you comparing yourself. It's about you bettering yourself every day and making yourself better, every day, each year, down the future. And, with the progress pictures for me, I've done, every year and how, just my butt transformation. I've had a flat pancake booty, and that's kind of what I joke around with, and I'll make posts about it. But I've done, from 2011, 12, 2013, 14, and last year, 2015. And you can definitely, see the difference on how my physique's changed. Definitely my backside. And, that was just from, doing less cardio, adding more carbs in. And, but, just seeing those transformations, seeing how far I've come is what's, made me accept myself for who I am. And, my kids, they are my inspiration that, drives me to do better and love myself. Because even though like this past show that I did with the Phil Heath, I didn't place well, came home, and my husband, of course, lied to them, like, oh, mom placed 7th, which I placed even lower than that. And so my son, when I came in the door, he was like, mom, we're so proud of you. You're awesome. You're still beautiful. And he's like, even if you place 7th, you're still a winner in my eyes. And I'm like, oh, you're so sweet. And so that's what matters is, their judgment on me, like my kids and my husband's opinions. Everyone else's opinions doesn't define who you are. Your placing doesn't define who you are. So yeah, it's mainly just doing it for the right reasons. When you do these shows, it can get crazy. People get mental eating disorders. They have mental issues on how, they perceive their body. And, that's my thing is to be an example for other women to understand that, like, you can't let other people define your opinions. Like my cousin Celinda, she does figure, and, of course, figure, you have a lot more muscles, and, she gets not put down, but just, looked, and, people saying, oh, you have too much muscle, or this and that, but she doesn't care. Like Dana Lynn Bailey, she got criticized a lot, but those opinions and, feedbacks does not define who they are. And, look at Dana Lynn Bailey, my cousin, they're doing awesome. So never let anyone's opinions or, negative comments or whatever it is, put you down. And that's kind of where I've been able to be where I am at now. I've been in business with my gym, CrossFit 325, and doing, personal training, my boot camps since, 2011. And, the past couple of years, I'd say this year is probably my best year ever, just, competing as pro, my business flourishing like crazy. We have new projects coming up, and it's just exciting. And, if I look back on it and let a lot of those opinions get to me and hold me back, I would not be here where I'm at today, and so that's just kind of my, hopefully, little inspiration advice to give out to everyone out there. So
That's great. Hey, last question, CrossFit 325, talk a little bit more about that and how it's flourishing and how it's going.
Okay. 2011, my husband was deployed and I started working out, and that was something that was my stress reliever go-to, give me something to do, not be bored. And then I was going to school for nursing, and then I found out that that wasn't something for me. And so I was like, hey, can I go to school for, training and, study nutrition and all that stuff? And that's kind of what I did. It personal training, did boot camps. My business started growing, but not, where I want it to be. And then one of our friends, he is in the military, was talking to us about CrossFit. And of course, I've never tried it. It was a new thing, 6 years ago. And I was like, whatever, that's dumb, retarded. And he's like, well, you can't talk on it until you try it. So, of course, I went and did my first WOD, which means, workout of the day. And it's similar to a lot of my trainings where it's high intensity, body weight. I use a lot of free weight stuff. The thing that intrigued me was the Olympic lifting. I got really strong in it. I feel like a lot of my physique that I based was from, doing CrossFit training, where I was able to put a lot of more muscle mass, just lifting heavy, getting stronger. My conditioning, got really good. And I'm just so competitive. It's a competitive sport. And it just was something different all the time. And so then we decided to open up our CrossFit gym. There was a process to do that. It's affiliation. You have to do different process steps to kind of get qualified and to get affiliated. And once we did, we opened up the first year, no lie. It was a struggle financially on us, but, any business like that is, it's hard to start up like that. From what I've talked to a lot of business owners and now that are, successful. So out there, if you are starting a business or fitness or whatever it is, push through it. If that's something that you believe in your heart to do, push through it. We did. And, 5 years later, here we are, doing CrossFit. We're in the process of hopefully expanding. And then I have my little room in the same building that we are. I might be able to, right now we are in the process of looking for another location for myself to do what I need to do as far as, training other clients and doing the other things. So just seeing where we are at now, what I'm doing, looking back 5 years ago, I would have never thought to be doing all this right now. So that's kind of our little background with our business. And, we are about to start a kids CrossFit. And we have our member, he's 70, our oldest member here. So it's just, getting people to work out, living that healthy lifestyle. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's bodybuilding, CrossFit, MMA, as long as you're, living that healthy lifestyle and trying to, set that example for yourself and for everyone around you. That's what matters, and just being healthy.
You're an entrepreneur. You're amazing. I just want to thank you so much for your time. I know you're so busy. We've actually tried to do this 2 or 3 times and we haven't had time. But thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to let you get back to work. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.